What is poppin' squad? It's your boy Jesimein. Today we have some amazing blackout gameplay. Your boy went off. But anyways, today I'm gonna be talking about something that I feel people haven't really realized yet. Maybe it's just like a slight change that's happened in the content creator world or online. But skill doesn't cut it anymore for content creation now. Before I get people swarming saying, well, if you're a monster of the game, you can get popular. That's true. You can. There's a lot of players that did get popular on video games or on YouTube or Twitch based off of raw skill. But for some reason, back in the day, like back in the early days of YouTube, I guess, if you want to say, that was the main thing, right? If you were a great player, you put out content and people wanted to come watch, and that they flocked in. But nowadays, being that the skill gap has changed, right? With games like Fortnite and like battle royale genre, where it's skill but not skill at the same time, a lot of things come into play other than just you being good at the game. Fortnite is the best example for this because there are so many good players that aren't necessarily famous streamers or big Twitch people. They're just really good at the game, and the skill gap is really low. Blackout, you don't really see too much of it. I mean, yeah, you have your pros like Optic and them, but they're really not jumping number-wise as they used to. A lot of content has been leaning more towards the entertainment side nowadays and the personality side, and that's really what I want to focus on. The reason why a lot of games are boring to people is because a lot of people who play them have the intention of, well, if I do really good, if I post a really good game, that's going to be enough to cut it. That's not, because a lot of players are getting really good at the game. People watch to see things that they can't do necessarily, and now that more and more people are getting really good at gaming, it's less likely that they're watching just because they can't perform that task in the game or whatnot. My channel is based around Division. What really blew it up, obviously, was, being that the game did have a big skill gap in the beginning, people love watching it because of that. They like seeing crazy manhunts. They like seeing crazy gameplay based off of the fact that I was good at the game, and most people who are commonly like playing the game every now and then couldn't really do that. Then it kind of shifted away more towards like the information era, right? People want to learn about a game. People want to learn how to be better. People want to learn how to like, I guess, optimize certain things in a video game. And then it kind of shifted away from that and back to like where originally it should have been, which is personality and character and entertainment wise and funny and joke and all these different things that go into content creation. And people, people don't want to shift, right? Like for me, I'm not a like comedy YouTuber. I have funny moments, you know what I'm saying, because I be myself and whatever. They come and they go, whatever. But my whole purpose isn't to make everybody laugh at my gameplay, right? But right now, that's super popular. That's super like desired in the content creating community. Like, you got to have the full package. You got to be good at the game, you got to be funny, you got to be informative, you got to be entertaining, and that's where you have these successful YouTubers that blow up out of nowhere. Or at least you have to be really strong in one of the areas and at least subpar in the other one. So the reason I'm making this video is because I know a lot of people coming into a new year want to try the content creating, like, I guess, career or option or hobby, whatever. And a lot of people are confused why views aren't coming in and like the whole clickbait culture and all this. And they think, well, I'm really good at the game, why can't I get views? And that's the cool part about it. And if I'm gonna be brutally honest, I don't care how good you are at a video game. If you don't have personality behind it, if you don't have another reason why they're watching other than just watching bland gameplay of somebody just going off in the game, it's really hard for you to grow as fast as you want to. There is an audience for skill players, right? We have the esports community, and we have people who, the try hard, like on Overwatch. It's really, if you're really good at the game, people like watching because of high rank. But if it's not a game that's not like Counter-Strike or League of Legends or Overwatch, where your rank is pretty much everything in that community and that culture, it's not going to be easy for you to grow in the way you want to. Like Call of Duty, getting max prestige for the first few weeks, that's everything, right? Then after that, nobody really cares about your level. Nobody really cares about how fast you got there at that point. It's not like a speedrun game. For Fortnite, getting level 100, everybody gets level 100, so it's not that impressive. Dropping high kill games is not that impressive because a lot of people do it, and go on, so on and so forth. So you have a lot of games that kind of have that edge where being good can get you a couple views, you know what I'm saying, a generous amount of subscribers in the beginning, and then as it goes on and as the game ages, it becomes normal, right? It becomes normalized. Being good at the game is almost expected at that point, especially in nowadays where gaming is becoming more and more popular. People are taking it more and more serious. There's a lot more sweats, a lot more tryhards and stuff. But if you don't have that edge where you're funny, or you have a style of videos that people don't do, or you're not applying yourself in like such, like you're like the main news channel for that game or something, it's gonna be extremely hard for you to grow. And I found this out with my experience, right? Like I've always had a personality. I think that's one of my main features. What sells my channel is like I'm a positive guy. You know what I'm saying? That's my persona. That's who I am, and you know that sells itself. But I also love having the skill aspect, right? I like being really good at a game. I like winning. I like doing crazy gameplay. I like that. And I found the success of my channel is when I was hybrid, when I was able to apply both of those together versus just me putting out gameplay of me going off or me just showing a build or something like that. And I always ask myself, like, why did it stop? And what I came to realize is after you've established yourself, you kind of feel people expect a certain thing from you as a content creator. You start just becoming natural, and you start downgrading yourself to the point where you're just playing, right? You're just putting out whatever you can in gameplay. Especially with Division 1, it was really hard because obviously there's not new content to put out, and if you're a main YouTuber on a certain game, and depending on the game success itself, it gets harder and harder, right? Unless it's like a game like Grand Theft Auto where you can pretty much do anything. You have the freedom to make a lot of things out of it. If you're limited to a game that only can be successful based off of skill, it's not a longevity thing, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what people need to realize is, even though you should be good at a game, be as best as you can be, because that does sell itself. People don't want to watch you getting destroyed all day long. That's not entertainment. But don't make it everything like I have to be esport pro material to make it, because that doesn't mean anything. I know a lot of ultra tryhards. Like you have like pros, right? We have like Scumpy and all them and COD community, and then you have a lot of people who play on UMGs and do all these tournaments on the side who are amazing Fortnite players, probably better than some of the content creators, but it doesn't do anything for them because skill itself is not enough to keep an audience. And even though it should be, you would think, you know, like you want to watch professionals play, unless you're competing on a grand stage being in an esport, it only goes so far if you're good at a video game. And I think until people realize that that's a reality, people are going to be stuck in a gray area of why my channel is not popping off. Why are my videos not touching down? Why are people like not dropping as much likes as they should be? And like, what are they looking for? And all this and that. And I think people are like stuck in that void, because I was stuck in it. And even though I'm not saying like my channel is glorious and I'm making millions of dollars, which is nowhere near it, but I can at least say I understand the formula of growth by going through the growth period where I was exceedingly growing faster than I imagined, and then going through a dry phase where I had to figure out what to do in order to start growing again. And I think because of that, you know, doing my research, observing, watching around, talking to other content creators, seeing what was important to people and viewers, and trying to find myself as a content creator, I really realized that in order to make it nowadays, you have to have a lot more than just skill. And I think because of that, it's harder because people have to open up. You know, some people are just super casual, you know, calm, cool, collect people who just want a game. And I mean, there's an audience for it, but if you're expecting to just expand globally to the point where people want to acknowledge you for who you are, unfortunately, you're going to have to open up that shell, and you're going to have to be a lot more than just a person that's good at a video game. You have to have a style about you. You have to have a way of videos. You have to have some entertainment. You have to have a personality, like some kind of identity where people can separate you from the others, because a lot of people are good at video games. We're not in an era where people suck at video games. Almost, I can honestly say a majority of the hardcore players are really, really good. Not just really good, really, really good. I'm talking can probably compete if they really put in the time and the energy towards it. But a lot of people just like being pub stars. A lot of people just like enjoying the game and just being good at it, which is okay. But if you're trying to be a content creator, if you're trying to make it, if you're trying to do something, you have to be a lot better than just good at a game. Bring personality, bring something that separates you from others. And being good doesn't do that because there's so many other good players. And I think when you find that, you will find growth in your channel. You will find an audience that was looking for specifically what you bring, because everybody's different and whatever your advantage is when you're making videos or when you're streaming. So just want to throw that out there as like a little word of encouragement, and also like a little reality check for the people who are kind of stuck in that loop. I'm breaking out of my shell. I'm gonna try to open up and expand a lot more outside of my own, even though I think I'm fine as far as personality wise. I have identity for myself. I already established that outside of just being good at a game. But when you have an identity to the point where you have it on lock and that's your main thing, that's when you're able to play other games and do other things, and people still be interested just because it's you rather than the game itself. And once I learn that, then that's when I feel I'll break through my shell of what I need to do as a content creator. So if I can do it, you can do it. And if I have the mindset where I feel like I've been through it and I'm able to accomplish this, I feel anybody could, especially if you're starting off. Like, if you get the information early, it's even better for you. So I just want to put that out there. Hope you guys enjoyed. As you can see, your boy did go off on this blackout. You know what I'm saying? I will put out more content, but it's just hard because the only thing I can really do is be good at it. So it's been real. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be blessed. Many success to y'all channel. It's been real.